This video isn't only about this particular JEE Advanced PYQ, it is about how to solve these kinds of questions in general, because the logic behind this is applicable to a lot of series that are of advanced levels, how to calculate their sums, how to find their general terms and so on. So the basic principles that will be applied to solve this question will help you a lot throughout your JEE preparation. So this is a question of JEE Advanced 2023. Now you have a general term of the kind 7555 r times 5 and then 7 at the end. You are given a sum and then that same sum is written in this form and you have to find m and n. So these are the same sums which have been written in two different forms. Now, as I've said in a previous video also, that questions of these kinds that are of relatively complicated series will be solved when you focus on the general term, that is TR. So we'll start from there in this question as well. And I will generally advise you to solve questions like these focusing on the TR, that is the rth term or the general term first. So here the TR will be 7 into, sorry, not 7 into, it will be 7 5555 r times 5 into 7. So how you can write this? First, notice that the unit term will always be 7, right? Then you have to write these 5 terms. The first term is 50, then 500, then 5000 and so on. So how you can write that is 5 into 10 because then it will be 57, then 5 into 100 because then it will be 557, then it will be 5557, so on till you will have to reach this 5. So it will be 5 into 10 raised to the power r, and then the last digit would be 7 into 10 raised to the power r plus 1. If you are having trouble understanding this, just see how you write any term, right? So if you say a term is 693, how you write this? This is basically 9 plus 3 into 10, that is the 10th placed term, then the 100th placed term. This is how you write any digit, right? The exact same logic is applied whenever you break the rth term in this case. So you can see that this is exactly how we write it. Now this will be the sum of a GP, right? Directly you can find this is a very elementary GP with common ratio 10 and the number of terms is r. So you simply write this as a times r raised to the power number of terms minus 1 upon r minus 1, and this term let it be as it is. Now how we arrived at this? This is 7, this is 9. So this you will have 7 plus minus, so 7 minus 50 by 9, so that will be 63 minus 50 by 9, so it will be 13 by 9. Similarly, when you multiply this and add with this term, you will get 68 into 10 raised to 68 by 9 into 10 raised to the power r plus 1. So this is the general term. Then let us first find T99. Why? Because it will come handy here. This is the 99th term, right? T99 will be, you just put r is equal to 99 here and then you will get this term. So let us keep it like this. Then we will find this sum. Again, because we have the TR now, finding the sum is very easy because you just add a summation to the TR varying the value of r from 0 to n. Now you have to be very careful how to choose 0 and how to choose n for the last value of r, and we have already done questions of sequence and series where I have told you how you will be able to decide those values, right? That is something that you will learn by practice or by common sense, and it is a part where many people make mistakes, so be very careful about it. So in this particular case, the sum would be r will value from 0 to 98. Now, it's very interesting that when I first solved this question, I got a little stuck here, and you will be properly, that when you look at the general term, you feel that if I put r is equal to 0, will I get the first term? Because in the general term, we have considered 5, right? But here, there is no 5. So will I have to use 77 differently? But no. When you put r is equal to 0, r is equal to 1, you find that this sum is automatically getting, you will find that you are automatically getting this sum. So you will have to start with r is equal to 0. So it will be r is equal to 0 till 98. Till 98 is easy to understand, right? Because the last term here is 98, right? And tr, so you put r is equal to 98 to get this tr. So focus on this. So it will vary from 0 to 98. So this 13 by 9, this will come 99 times, right? And then with trth term, you will again get a GP. 68 by 9 will be common, and this, when you put r is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 till 98, you will get a GP based on 10 raised to power r plus 1. That is exactly what I have written here. 10 into, this is the first term, This is the common ratio, this is number of terms, and again this is the general formula for the sum of a GP, right? So you simplify this because you will have two nines here, so you will have to multiply this term by 9 to get the denominator 81. So you get this as the numerator. Now focus on this thing. This can be written as 9 times t into 99 minus 13. So we have simply written that 9 times t into 99 minus 13, and you already have a 680 here, so you subtract 680, rest all of it is the same. Finally you will take 9 common, you will simplify it, and then when you simplify it you will get t99 plus 1210 upon 9. Now why we are writing in terms of t99? Because in the question itself s is written in the form of t99 plus m plus n, so we have to manipulate the sum that we got of this, that is this thing, in terms of t99. So that is why this, all of this was required. So when you simplify it, you will get m is equal to 1210 and n is equal to 9. So this is all the calculation part of it, and in general this is how you solve questions of this kind, right? You focus on the rth term tr, and then you find that it will always involve the sum of any GP. Similarly, you can have questions like when you have to find sum of something like this, 8 plus 88 plus 888 and so on. So there also the exact same logic will be applied, and that is what this channel is all about. We are not just solving previous year questions, or we are not just solving random tough questions. We are focusing on questions that will help you understand the underlying concepts in a better way, so that you remember them and you are able to integrate them in a way to solve further questions. So this is all about developing your problem solving skills as well as consolidating your theory. So if you want all of that, you can simply subscribe to the channel and slowly start watching our videos. Maybe once every day after you have completed all your studies, you can just watch this video, so that slowly and steadily you will understand how to approach problems when it comes to JEE level maths. Because I think this is an area that you will not find many resources as to how to enhance your problem solving skills. They will just say, so practice more questions, but that is also important. That is what I also tell you. But for someone who has just started, or for someone who has not been able to understand how to approach problems, you can start watching these videos and slowly you will start understanding. And then after a point, you yourself will get confident enough that okay, this is how we approach questions. And then when that stays with you, your marks will automatically start improving, or your confidence in your abilities when it comes to solving questions and when it comes to understanding theory will start increasing. So these are like 10 or 12 minutes videos, or sometimes even 5 to 8 minutes videos, where we focus on one particular question, but we do not just tell you that oh, follow this step. We tell you why exactly to follow this step, what exact mistakes are you most likely to make when following these steps, or when solving similar kinds of questions in JEE, what mistakes are you most likely to make when under pressure. So this is more of that kind of an analysis. As I said, I won't just tell you that okay, this is the question, this is the answer, like many channels do, right? I will tell you why this is the answer and why this particular theory was applied in this particular way. Thank you for watching.